I noticed we have a trend in Africa, Nigeria.
Okay.
Every animal that breeds is bushmeat. Every animal is edible. You know, there are some animals you should see and ask, do people eat this one? No, in Nigeria you don't ask. Every animal is edible. From the dogs to the cats, to your dolphins, to your whales, to your snakes, to your lizards, to your crocodiles, to your birds, to bats. You eat bats.
How are you? Such a fine girl. Do they pat snakes? Like,
No, they are shy about their heads.
hi guys, welcome to the GTV. My name is Abisola Alaode, and you can see that the setting of our interview today is quite different. I have Dr. Mark. Dr. Mark is a veterinarian. Let me use the word popular. Dr. Mark is the, can I say doctor in charge? Is that how it's like this hospital?
Yeah, well, you can say that, yes.
Okay. So Dr. Mark is the doctor in charge of St. Mark's Hospital. You can see his shirt. He's representing. Let's see, Dr. Mark, thank you very much for agreeing to talk to us.
Thank you very much.
And so before we even go further, we were talking about lions earlier. You were telling me that in the whole of Lagos, you have 10 lions.
About 10 lions.
About 10 lions. And how much is one lion? You say to the
but for the regular lions, we know the brown tawny ones, about 2-3 million naira.
Sorry, do you say million naira or 2,000 naira?
Yeah, 2 million, 3 million naira, yes.
Okay, so for the ones that we don't trust the food.
There is what we call a white lion, basically albinos. They're about 7 million naira, yes. And we have several of them in Lagos.
But wait, why would I want to buy a lion?
Yeah, well, private collectors, fanciers, people that want something out of the ordinary.
Let me ask you, what kind of animals have you treated, apart from the normal dogs and the cats around you?
To answer the question now, let me go to the other part. I said the rescue part was in, I just told you about the domestic animals. I noticed we have a trend in Africa, Nigeria.
Okay.
Every animal that breeds is bushmeat. Every animal is edible. You know, there are some animals you should see and ask, do people eat this one? No, in Nigeria you don't ask. Every animal is edible. From the dogs to the cats, to your dolphins, to your whales, to your snakes, to your lizards, to your crocodiles, to your birds, to bats. You eat bats.
I served in Anambra and somebody actually offered me bats.
We eat bats. You understand? So everything is fair game. And one dangerous thing we're causing, and without knowing the effect, is we're depleting the wildlife resources around us. You understand? We're doing it without thinking of replenishing. There are no laws to protect the wildlife. Everything is fair game. Elephants, pangolins, endangered species is fair game. We eat everything.
Because now, knowing that some people tell you, these animals are put in the forest for us.
Yeah.
You understand? Like you said, everybody eats almost everything.
Yes.
You understand? But those, these animals are put, so why should I go out of my way to replenish anything?
No.
God has provided food for me.
The beautiful thing is nature exists in a balance. It's called the ecosystem. Yes, if you go to the bush now, the lion eats the antelope. But you would never go to the bush one day and find out that the antelopes have all been killed by the lions. Because they eat only what they need. Do you understand? So the antelopes, they have the ability to regenerate themselves. So there is a balance. There is a balance, yes. But for man, first thing we do is we destroy their habitats, and then we start killing them with prejudice. So we upset the balance.
You know? Are you going to say we shouldn't eat bush animals anymore? Shouldn't eat bush meat anymore?
No, yes.
So
we should stop the indiscriminate killing of bushmeat. Now, if CITES, there's this committee of international bodies that protects animals.
Okay.
Every animal has been graded. We call it the CITES grade. Yeah. Now, at the animal, there are some that have been graded as threatened, endangered. Some are already gone extinct. Some are of little concern, low concern. Some are of least concern. Those animals that are of least concern, well, if you want to continue, no problem. But the ones that have been listed as threatened, endangered, we should leave them. We should actually make laws to protect them.
So we don't have those laws in Nigeria at the moment?
If they are not enforced.
Not enforced.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So basically what you're saying is, apart from government actually making a law, we as humans as well
We should, yes. Our part comes now with education, which is something, a forum like this. Somebody is going to hear it and like bushmeat less.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand?
Because
so that's
with the whole idea of the balance and everything.
yes, you'll see. A lot of, to be honest, a lot of people like the hunters, I've spoken with them, they don't even know what they are doing. They are not able to grasp this concept of extinction. They just believe the animals have gone further into the bush. So let's go further to meet them. They are not aware that the animals can become extinct. So education would come in. And then also, as you're taking this from them, because this is what they know to do to feed, as you're taking this from them, you give them an alternative.
Okay.
Yes, you know, you can start grass cutter breeding for them. So what I do on my own is, I go out to rescue this wildlife.
Okay.
Now, I don't discriminate.
Where do you rescue them from?
Yeah, okay. I work basically with hunters because they're the ones that get this wildlife. Yes, in direct contact.
Okay.
Yeah, I work with hunters and then I work with the bushmeat traders.
Okay.
You understand? I have a relationship with them. They know me. They trust me.
Okay.
You understand? So I've told them, if you catch an animal alive, let me know.
Okay.
You have one that is injured but is still breathing, let me know. Now what I do basically is I rehabilitate.
Okay.
And then I release back to the wild.
Okay.
Now I go to deep forests, or if the animal is a threatened species like the pangolin and the turtle and all that, I take to the Lekki Conservation.
Okay.
Yes, and then the Lufasi Park. These are protected
So you release
forests.
animals in this place.
Yes.
So basically, the like an opportunity for somebody to go and hunt them again.
It's reduced, it's zero.
Okay.
Yes. But in the course of my work, there's something we call imprinting.
Okay.
When you imprint on an
Okay.
animal, yes. Normally these animals are wildlife. They have this flight distance with us. But because some of these animals come weak and sick, and then I have to treat them over time. There was a snake that was brought that was macheted, and I had to stitch up, and then every day we kept dressing the wound and all that. We imprinted on the animal. The animal stopped seeing us as a threat. You understand? So such animals that stop seeing us as threat, you can't release to the wild again.
Oh, you can't?
You can't, because they won't survive up to a week. They'll see humans and go to them.
Thinking they are...
Yeah, thinking every human is Dr. Mark.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand? And then they'll get killed.
Oh, okay.
You know, so we've had some animals that we have imprinted on that we cannot release again. So those animals...
These are normally wild animals.
Yes, they're wild animals, but they have become domesticated and
Okay.
civil. So I keep those animals and give them a home here. You see some of them around.
Okay.
But the ones that I can give to sanctuaries, we have sanctuaries coming up to pick up on these animals.
Okay.
And I release to sanctuaries as well.
How many of such sanctuaries do we have in Lagos?
Well, we have some private sanctuaries.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we have some, about 3 or 4 in Lagos, and then outside Lagos.
Outside Lagos
Yes.
as well. Okay. So one question has come to my mind. Have you ever treated an elephant?
It's one of my dreams, but I've treated a lion
You treated a lion?
and bathed a lion.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because I know there was a video going around.
Oh, that
with
is
elephant.
me. No elephants, no.
No. I've seen that video of you with
The lion.
About there was a video showing elephants in the forest
Okay.
in Nigeria.
Oh yes.
And I'm like, so wait, we have elephants in Nigeria.
See, there is so much to be done that we don't do. Now the video you're talking about is just in Ogun State here.
Okay.
There is a government reserve, game reserve.
In Ogun State.
Yes. Omo Forest.
Okay.
We don't know. I got to know because I'm in the conservation work.
Okay.
It's not advertised. It's not regulated. These are tourist attractions. I'm thinking of going on a safari to South Africa and Kenya and then carrying our monies there to go and spend when we can have these things here. These are tourist attractions. We have them here.
When you are telling me these elephants, I actually thought I didn't want to believe you. They're in Ogun State.
Yes. In this,
So there is a growing population of elephants.
we're not growing. How can you say growing when we have hunters that kill them with impunity? It's supposed to be a protected forest.
Yes.
But there's nothing done about that.
Have you ever eaten bushmeat and felt guilty?
Now, interesting question. Growing up, our neighbor was a hunter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And like every child, I was interested in. But I found out that I would eat grass cutter, but I wouldn't eat monkey. Because I felt it was too
cute.
too close, too cute, it's too humanoid,
Okay.
and all that as a child.
Okay.
And then I realized I prefer seeing these animals alive. The one he catches in his trap is an attraction to me. You understand? So I very quickly grew off that taste for bushmeat.
Okay.
When I became my own man, no, I don't do bushmeat at all. It's no fun. It's no fun, yes.
Or chicken, fish, normal, all those ones.
But okay, chicken, fish, goat meat, and all that. The ones that I raise, I can't eat them.
But you can buy it.
But if I buy from outside that I didn't see,
You didn't see. Okay.
I'm sure along the line I'll go vegetarian. But for now, I eat meat. Yeah. So this is my mascot.
Your mascot.
This is Jacqueline. She's a rescue. Okay. When I rescued her, she was actually pregnant with eggs.
Oh, okay.
She laid her eggs here, a clutch of 16.
16.
We hatched them and took the snakelings because we hadn't imprinted on them. We took them to the wild and released.
And you released them?
Yes. So
hi Jacqueline. Hi Jacqueline.
These are her friends. These are all ball pythons. It's close to feeding time.
It's close to feeding time. Are you going to feed them now?
No, not now.
How do you know if it's close to feeding time?
You're beginning. They lose weight and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dr. Mark was telling me a snake. This particular snakes eats once in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And they eat just rats. What else?
Rats. These are ball pythons. They feed basically on rats.
On rats.
Yes.
So they eat once in 2 weeks.
Yes. Look at this girl. I don't know if you can see this car.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. She was the
She
one
was macheted. Yes. Okay. And then we treated her and.
But what else can we do to let people know that these animals aren't
wild?
Or wild?
Well, the education. Look at this. You can see this car.
Okay.
That went round.
Yeah.
That's where the hunter's trap caught it.
Oh, okay.
And then it cut deep into the skin.
Okay.
So we had to suture around and rehabilitate.
Yep. It's how many snakes now?
Who counts?
Are there still snakes in there?
No, this is about all.
This all of them.
Yeah. So basically these are what we have here in the shelter.
Okay.
There's Jake, Jacqueline.
Oh, how do you tell them different?
Oh, every of them. These markings on them is like the fingerprints. You don't have two markings that are exactly the same.
Okay.
So you tell them apart with their markings.
Tell them apart with their markings?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to ask to hold one, but I want to read the Psalm.
You said?
I want to read the Psalm of Protection, Psalm 54, in my mind.
You hold Jacqueline. Jacqueline is used to visitors.
So
Yeah, she's not aggressive at all. She's a darling. She's well behaved.
Exactly, they say you're Hey! Wow. And snakes are warm or cold-blooded animals?
They are cold-blooded animals in that they can't regulate their
body temperature.
Yes.
But she's cold to the touch.
Because she's been in a cold place.
Oh, okay.
If you put her in a warm place, she's going to get hot and warm.
She's going to get hotter and
yes.
And this thing. So what are the parts? What are the parts of a snake? I can see the head.
Yes, interestingly, that's the head, the eyes, the tongue, the flickering tongue. With that, it tastes
the
air for food and all that. It picks taste particles, food particles, and take to the brain. There's a Jacobson's organ up there that takes to the brain. So right now, he's tasting you. Yes.
Don't test me.
He's tasting you, and he knows you're not food. And then beyond that, he's tasting protein. He knows there's meat here. You and I, and yeah.
Okay.
But if you look at the mouth, close to the mouth, you see these holes. Can you see them?
Yeah.
These holes around the mouth. Those are called pits, heat sensing pits.
Okay.
They work like infrared sensor.
Okay.
You know, the way infrared, if I put an infrared camera on you now, it will see you as red.
Red, yes.
So with this, with this heat sense, these pits, he's seeing your infrared signature, and he's seeing you as red, and you're too huge to be eaten.
So I was told snakes have legs, that we can't just see them. Is that true?
Well, we have what we call vestiges, what you could call remnants of legs. This is it. If I don't know if you can see, can you see that?
Oh, this.
That tiny sparks.
Oh.
Yes. People say they are remnants of legs,
okay.
But these are actually vestiges. They are not used. They use them during mating to stimulate the partner.
Okay.
They use it to stimulate their partner, yes.
Oh, okay.
They are not legs per se. And then take note of these markings. These are ball pythons. They are very gentle creatures. It actually should be a sin to kill any of these.
Any of these ball pythons?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
because they are very gentle creatures. They're not aggressive at all.
Put it on my neck.
Yes, you can. Jacqueline is used to humans.
Jacqueline, don't bite me. Hey. Wait.
You can, no, don't worry, just put it. You're not in any danger at all.
Hey. Jacqueline, is that true? How are you? Such a fine girl. You don't pat snakes?
No, they are shy about their heads. So she's going to pull up.
Because I'm trying to touch her and
yes, she'll pull up.
She's pulling up. Yeah. Such a fine snake. So ladies and gentlemen, please, when you see creatures, like, hey, turn your neck here. Like, don't go
There's no problem. There's no problem.
Okay.
There's no problem at all.
So when you see snakes or creatures like this, please do not kill. She's constricting.
No, she's not.
She's not. Okay. Don't kill them. Just like Dr. Mark says, just try and wait. Don't come to the snake, young lady. Just see them and try and relocate them from whatever areas they are. So we have to save the snakes. That's a hashtag for you. Save the snakes.
Yeah.
How do you differentiate between the girl and the guy?
Well, we sex them through their cloaca, very much like in chicken. The males have a hemipenis, while the females do not. I won't demonstrate it here because it is stressful. It stresses them. So you apply pressure here. And if it's a male, the hemipenis will pop out.
Okay.
But if it's a female, nothing will pop out. Jacqueline is a female, so nothing comes out, yes.
You can't see any of the... How many snakes did you have before you say it's enough?
Well, as many as I can save. What I can do is I can now start releasing to sanctuaries.
Okay.
Yes. But these ones can't go to the wild again. These ones, no, they can't because they won't last. Yeah, I've been printed on them and they won't last. Yes. My name is Dr. Makufwa. I'm a veterinarian. I am a wildlife conservationist and enthusiast. And this is my message to Nigeria. Let's stop this attitude to wildlife of killing everything we see. Let's start practicing the message of conservation. Let's start making our world, our environment, a better home for this wildlife because we were meant to coexist. We were meant to live together. Let's stop this indiscriminate killing of these animals. Snakes, crocodiles, monitor lizards, bats, antelopes. We're meant to coexist together. They have a place, a role in life. There's a function. There's a balance we're meant to strike. Let's all work together. The government has its role. You have your role. I have my role. Let's all come together to save our wildlife and to ensure that they thrive. We should live together. They are not enemies and they are not meat. We have enough domesticated animals that we can kill and eat for food. Let's work together to ensure we save our wildlife. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. So save our wildlife. The message is save wildlife. Don't just see snake and run to kill.
No, let them go. Let them go. The ones you can't handle, you can call us. We'll come and rescue and relocate for you. But the ones like the pythons you saw, pythons are harmless. Just relocate them to the bush or something. Let them go.
Let them go.